This is your hot emotional unavailability matrix. Everything a woman needs to know about men. This takes some people 46 years to develop. We banged this out in 5 minutes. This is how it is. It just is. This is your emotional unavailability axis. This is your hot axis. Hot, as usual, is measured from 0 to 10. We all know that. Emotional unavailability is measured from 4 to 10 because we know there's no such thing as a man who's not at least a stunted 4 in emotional growth. 4 and below, of course, is reserved for our gay BFFs. Love you guys. This is your emotional unavailability hot line. It is very important you keep in mind where this line is at all times. As a rule, this is your no-go zone, okay? We do not date or hang out or marry men who are, at least in our minds, a 5. There is a supplemental graph for girls who will date, marry a guy who's a 5 and under for his money. So, it's your no-go zone. We just rule this out. Life is better that way. That is just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Above a 5 until about an 8, that is your fun zone, okay? We can hang around these guys, meet these guys, spend protected time with these guys. This is your I'm working on an app guy, commercial actors, and any minor league athletes. It's your fun zone. Above the emotional unavailability line, this is your danger zone. Okay, this is guys with 2 first names, any guy named Brad or Chad, any ads, online porn addicts, any guy that reads Elite Daily. This guy will call your ex, drunk dial you 20 times, and carve your name into his chest a la Mark Wahlberg forever. And you'll wind up pregnant, also, forever. Danger zone. Below the emotional unavailability line and above an 8 hot and still about a 7 in emotional complexity, this is your date zone. Ladies, we can hang out with these guys, introduce them to our friends, not our dads, but distant cousins. These guys, they're pretty good looking and reasonably evolved. Date zone. Above an 8 hot and in between about a 7 and a 5, that is your husband zone, okay? Now, when you find this guy, you lock him down, okay? This is not done to size. This is not a pie chart. This is a representation. There's only actually about 5 guys that qualify. Ryan Gosling, Abigail Mendez. This is your husband zone, in between a 7 and a 5, okay? Now, above an 8 hot and below a 5, this is your Prince Charming zone. This man does not exist. If you find him, please capture him. Every straight woman on the planet is looking for him. We'd like to study him and maybe look at how to replicate him. It's your Prince Charming zone. Now, I was explaining this to my girlfriend, and she said, wait a minute. I met this guy who is smoking hot, at least in 9. He went down on me for an hour. We stayed up all night talking. He cried, at least a 3 in emotional unavailability. And I said, girl, have you seen Boys Don't Cry? That was a woman. Lesbian zone. Okay? Now, ladies, I want you to use this information and go forth and conquer. Lots of love, Kelsey. At least a 7 crazy.